And good morning. Welcome to D-Day Plus 2. Here we are with you live, celebrating the anniversary of the 80th anniversary of D-Day. Good morning, gentlemen. We all good this morning?
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, are you?
Yes, very, very good. All been getting on with some modelling yesterday, were you? Yeah. No, not really. I didn't. I was busy with an Apache yesterday doing the final reveal. So, yes. Anyway, I trust you're all doing very well. Let me just sort myself out here. Now we know we're all working. Very, very nice. Good morning to the Flory family. I see you all up there bright and early. We've all had a nice hearty breakfast.
Still muted.
I think we should tell someone they're still
No,
muted.
he's all right. No, he's undone it now. He's undone it now. I thought we could get to at least 11 o'clock before he notices. Anyway, good morning to YouTube land as well. Hope you're all doing very well and you've been doing some nice modelling. The weekend is upon us. So, hello. Good. So the weather here, a little bit cloudy. Should be getting better later today. Hopefully, a bit of sunshine. Still bloody cold. Too cold. June, for Christ's sake. Flaming June.
Needs to warm up a bit.
Yes.
Yesterday, yeah.
Definitely. Never mind. So, how's it going? How's everyone been getting on? Nathan, how's it going with you?
All right. So I've had a quiet day at work yesterday, hence the video introduction this morning.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you again for doing them.
Yeah, got a 109 to crack on with today.
Very good.
Are you doing media studies now at college? Teaching all your students how to do videos and...
No, it's only a little bit of iMovie on the old Apple Mac that does that.
All right.
Well, it works. It's very good. Very, very good. And Andy, how are you doing? All right?
Yeah, fine. Thanks. No problem at all. Yeah. I did actually get a bit of modelling done yesterday, just painting detail work inside the cockpit, so I can get it together this morning. But
very nice indeed. Very, very good. Good. John, how about you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, again, a couple of hours in here last night, getting a few things together. So it's getting there now.
Very nice. And Matt, you finished your first tank already?
I've done 2 tanks. Look, I've built a Firefly to go with it.
Hold on, I've got to work out who's on what camera because I haven't set it up yet. No. Yes.
A bit camouflaged on my cutting mat, but yes, I built a Firefly. So now the Horser is on the bench, but I've got to figure out. I thought I'd saved a picture the other night when I was looking for inspiration, and I can't find my picture. But I bought me blue foam of goodness home. So the plan is, if I can find this picture, is a Horser glider that's crashed off obviously a field through a massive hedge, and the front end's hanging over a road.
Cool.
And then we're going to have
zoom out a bit, Matt.
A Sherman, sorry. That's about it. I can't go any further. So when I figured out my dimensions of how much of a Horser I need and how much a Sherman I need and which Sherman I'm going to use is going to be kind of that sort of thing. So the Horser will be up here because there's obviously a bank where it's crashed through and the front end's hanging over. And I need to get some dimensions and what I can fit in and what I can't. So we might get like 3/4 of a Horser or less, depending. But I need to find the photo that I thought I'd saved. So that's what I'm doing at the minute, to be honest. Because I need to know how it looks. But yeah, that's my little plan anyway. So I've got a bit of work cut out to get it finished by end of the week. But we'll see how it goes.
According to what everyone says, won't the Horser have had moss and lighting over it by the time the British armour got there?
Well, probably. I will find the picture and share it. You can show, but yeah, it's a good picture, to be honest.
Very nice. Very nice. Good
my
job.
Plan.
Yes. Well, to be honest, I was working on the Apache's final reveal yesterday, trying to do the photos and everything for it. But I have this morning painted up the cockpit, and we've sort of installed it down in there like that. And we've got the sides done, and we've got the wing section is all done, and I've sanded and cleaned it all up and all the rest of it. I have done a little bit of sanding, filler work, only because it's got that speckly and it's not a panel line. So to be honest, this is the old sprue goo. So it's literally melted sprue in a little bit of Tamiya Extra Thin. and just spread that on yesterday. So now it's hard. So I can actually sand this back in a minute and take care of it. Front areas all along here is a panel line, so I'm not worried about it. I'll rescribe it, but this one here isn't. So I need to take care of it. So I've done it on both of them. So it's got a little bit of spoogoo down in here on this one. And again, this one, I'm not worried about this white bit in here, which is the line, because I'm going to rescribe it and put it all back in. But so we've done that one as well. But basically, it means that those bits are done now. So in a moment, we will be popping it together, and then I'll obviously take care of those bit of sanding, bit of rescribing work, and all the rest of it. So plan of action for me this morning is get this thing totally together. So if we can get it completely built and sorted out, and then this afternoon we can sort of go through the processes of getting it painted and the various things, and then it can sort of dry overnight, get the decals on it, washed tomorrow, home and tea and medals then. So that's the plan with that one.
Tea and tiffin.
When I built that kit, I didn't have that problem, but weirdly, the Tamiya Spitfire goes together exactly the same. And I did on the Tamiya Spitfire, which you wouldn't think you would you?
I think the problem with this one, it may be the age of the kit now, because obviously the moulds are a little bit older and we don't know how long these kits have actually been floating around, is that they've warped a bit. Yeah. And I think that's the trouble. They're not exactly, when you lay them down, or did lay them down, I've got the intake in it now, but they weren't flat. And I think that's the trouble, is that those parts, you need to sort of bend it around. And I have a feeling that may be a thing over age, where it's been kicking around a while. So...
Yeah, I had exactly the same problem on the Tamiya Spitfire, where it's like didn't quite go in properly. And it was like, left little bubbles.
Yeah, and having done the Tamiya Spitfire, it's one of those ones where you think that would strengthen it up and pull it through, but it doesn't actually, because it always wants to wobble out the way. So,
weird.
Never mind. It's fine. It's all going to be good. So yes, we'll get the sanding and things done on that one right the way through. Before you all disappear, clearly, we'll take you on a quick tour around the place. So don't forget, we have got some offers going on at the moment. Obviously, I've got 25% off all the washes and all the merch, which, to be honest, you lot are doing very, very well with the merch. I think we've only got 2 of the little tin trays left. So if you want to get one of them, and again, we've sold around about 15 mugs yesterday. So if you do want one of the limited edition 2024 mugs, that's literally all we've got. So if you want to get one of those, you don't have to be a member to get it now, because they've had their chance and we've got a few left over. So if you want to grab yourself one of those for this year, you can do as well. All right. So you've got all your merch, your t-shirts, your bits and pieces, mouse mats and everything right the way through, and all the washes and the wash sets and all the rest of it at 25% off. So if you want to grab yourself a little bit of a bargain, you can do right down in there. All right. Over on the pmmodelsuk.com store, obviously we've got a deal on Abto Lungs, 25% off the pigments. So obviously this is the colours, oils and pigments and things. Sorry, just pigments, not oils.
Just a heads up on that. As far as I know, the Abteal Lung 502 range itself is being dropped.
Yes.
I think the pigment range is going, and obviously they're changing the oil paints as well, aren't they? And I think it's actually a change of, because obviously Abteal 502 was a Panzer, unit.
Yeah, I must admit, I spoke about it on a show when you were away, and like I was pointing out, it's amazing, really. Apparently, they don't like it being a tank division name on it, but they're quite happy to do books about various things. Anyway, strange.
I know.
It's crackers. But if you do fancy any of those, we've got them 25% off. We think it's just a rebranding exercise, a little bit like with their paints. It's all going to come back, but under a different name and branding and all the rest of it.
But they'll probably change all the colours again as well.
That's the worry. Yeah.
I don't know. So, like I say, that range, as far as I know, like I say, we're going to sell it because it's discontinued anyway. So, if you want to grab any pigments, I'd do it, because I think, like I say, the Abteal 502 stuff's going anyway. So, yes. Yeah. And obviously, if we go into the old specials, so we've added the Great Wall Hobbies F14B. Now, Gary at Tiger Hobbies has got loads of these in, so I said I'd give it a go and see if we can shift some for him. And obviously, we're doing it at a really, really good price. So, it's still a nice kit, isn't it? Can you do any others out? Can you do an A out of that kit?
No.
Is the B a B then?
A B is a bit of it's a hybrid. It's very similar to a D. In fact, you could probably try and get a D out of it, but it depends on what bits it comes with, and I'm not sure, to be honest. But the basically the B was the upgraded A to a D type almost. It's got the newer engines at the back. They've got completely different turkey feathers on the engines as well. Obviously, this one as well was known as the Bombcat because it came with all the lantern equipment, so it's got a different rear cockpit. So for various things, and it's got a couple of lumps and bumps. The chin sensors are different on the B as well. So it's one of those ones. It's a funny beast, the Tomcat. To the untrained eye, and normally, and everyone knows what I'm going to say here. If you go on YouTube on Facebook, people say, "Oh look, this is an A," and it's not. It's a B or a D because no one can ever make their mind up. So it's one of those. A lot of people wouldn't notice, but for people who know, it's quite an easy, spot between the different ones. But the B's a nice one because it's the sort of hybrid in between. It's halfway to being a D. So it's up there at just £65.
Just diverting a bit, just going back onto what Matt's saying about his Sherman going past the horse glider.
Yes.
There's a photo on Facebook I saw yesterday, and it was the tag was that it was a Panther. And it says possibly A going past a wing of a horse glider on a road.
It's nice. The Marder Tank Destroyer.
Yeah, I know.
That's the one that Kev modelled his diorama off when he's put the wing on. Obviously, he's used that as inspiration, that picture. But yeah, it's the bloody
Marder
tank. Come on.
Yeah. But yes, you do get a lot of that, I must admit. But somebody put one up the other day and had a picture, and the caption was like F14A, F14B, and F14D. Yeah, technically the A was a B, and then the other two were Ds, and it was like, yeah, okay, got that completely wrong, but never mind. Everyone, obviously being the internet, everyone's very quick to point it out in a nice way. Right. In a polite way. Anyway, we've got some other great deals down on here as well. The Apache, if you've seen my latest build of my Apache that we've been doing for the last 13 episodes, it's a stunning kit. Absolutely love it. And I think it's the best helicopter I've worked on and built since I've started this little hobby 50 years ago. So, yes.
The next one.
Well, the next one might be good.
To be honest, we've sold loads of them, and obviously because it's such a really good price, so we're going to get some more in. So we've put them back in stock. So if you do want one, you was looking perhaps yesterday and they were out of stock, they're now back in, and obviously they'll be in next week because we'll put another order in for some because it's gone down very well. I think is a
it has it's gone down very well.
To be honest,
yeah. And again, I'm not being funny. For £50, you get a shed load of plastic for your money, but you get everything in there. But it just really is a really, really nice kit. And for everybody who's worried about, technically where you're going to put it, don't forget it does come with the rotor fold set as well. So you can fold all the rotors back and have it on the little hooks and everything for transport. So if you want it sort of, buttoned up as if it's going to go on holiday somewhere, you could do that as well.
There you go.
Some other very nice ones. And again, the P40, the mini art one, obviously some nice stuff down in here that was definitely used during the time. And again, we've got the French one, the Free French as well. So if you want to grab that version of it. And obviously to celebrate D-Day, we have also got some speeder bikes and a sky crane. So from the what if section.
Hey, a Devastator might be pushing it a little bit as well.
Yeah, true.
Well, yeah, that's right. And a Devastator might have been. But yeah, anyway, if you do fancy making a bit of a what if, you could. But there's some other nice options down in here, which obviously you could use if you're doing anything D-Day-ish as well. And so we've got a little bit of Airfix down the bottom. And obviously we've got a bit of Gecko. Some nice stuff down there. And a bit of Dragon.
Yeah. As they say, when it's gone, it's gone.
It is. We have
when it's
gone,
it is gone. It will go. All right. Yep. Very good. Very, cool. Very good. Nice. Right. So there you go. Look, Greg bought one from PM yesterday after watching Phil's build.
There you go.
Thanks you,
Greg.
Yes. Will there be any F14 questions on the quiz tonight?
Yeah.
It better not be.
It'll be, what's the nicest looking aircraft in the world? Yeah, 14. It's a correct answer.
Okay, so there's one here from Simon. He says, excuse my ignorance, but what does the pigment jockey do? Do you pre-place the pigment? Does it pre-place the in place? Sorry, I've got my freaking cursor on it. Yeah. The pre-placed pigment in place. I've never used it. Have you used it?
That has.
What's that?
Matt,
Sorry, Phil. I was reading.
Pigment jockey. How do you use it?
You literally put it on. You shake it. Put it on. Do you know what? I'm going to demonstrate a pigment jockey when I've painted me Sherman because I'm going to use them for weathering it. I actually quite like them, to be honest. I thought I'll be honest, a better seller than they actually are, but I think they need demoing. But it's one of them you can put it on and remove it. It's kind of a bit like your wash.
Yeah.
We know how pigments normally I've had it before where you thin them with white spirit or pigment, thinners or whatever, and it kind of stains, doesn't it? I think you can never remove it. It never.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had much joy, but with this pigment jockeys, you can actually like lash it on and then take it back off again. It's really quite a good product. It's just it needs a bit more demoing, but what did I use it on last time we did something? I have used it on it when we've done live shows. I can't remember, but I'll probably stick some on this because it's nice and small. It'll be more subtle weathering than lathering it in other stuff. So
yeah,
I'm going to get one primed and painted. I think is my plan.
So in chat, Chris says, "Question: What's best cockpit green colour? What aircraft are you doing?" Because depending on what aircraft, what colour green, what green you're using. If it's RAF, probably AK real colour, but you can't get that anymore. Or Tamiya XF71 isn't near enough.
Just a thing, because we had a couple of questions about my t-shirts, about the old your Masset t-shirts. They're going to come up. I've got to go and see my supplier because we need to sort the colours out. As soon as we've narrowed the colour spectrum down a little bit, they're going to come up on a pre-order. So if anybody wants one, they can put the name down, and obviously sizes as well. So just bear with me because I've got a meeting with him a week today, actually, and we'll sort out then. So hopefully the week after I can say, yes, we are now up and running and proper price as well. So yes.
Then Matt's going to model them and I'm going to take some photos and we'll get them on site.
Yeah, I'm going to be kissing the guns. Everything. Absolutely.
So anyway, I think just to start the day off with a nice little bump. I think I've made a bit of a boo-boo here. Oh, sorry, wrong one. There we go. Because I've got a gap.
On another Gower kit?
Yeah, but you know what I've done? Obviously, I haven't properly aligned these two plates that went in, these filler ones, and I've got a small gap.
That's not small. That's bloody huge.
It's just a tiny little hiccup.
So that means your windscreen ain't going to fit, or your canopy.
Well, yeah, but I might be able to pull it together at that point. That's the plan. I think we're going to have to try and pull that together.
I've built that kit as well at some point.
Yeah.
Because they did the car door one, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's because there's a section here that goes in this section you can see around, and I obviously haven't got it in enough. But to be honest, that's pretty much where it touches, so I'm surprised we got a gap there. But clearly that's my error rather than it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that front in. What I might do, to be honest, I might be cheeky and just take a slither out of this.
I was about to say,
just pull the nose in that way.
Bit of sanding.
A bit of sanding in now. I think we're just going to slightly bring this in on a belt sander. So we might just need to make a little bit of a small little adjustment just down in here to get that to fit a little bit nicer. And obviously all that work you do in the cockpit on a P40 is always well worth. Pretty much any one really, but you can see you can't see any of it anyway on a Typhoon or a Tempest or Spitfire or P40s or anything, P47s, because that's literally all you can see in them. So yes, never mind.
Yeah. They're a bit buried, aren't they?
They are just a little bit buried, yeah. So what we'll do is I think we would just make a little bit of small adjustment down in here whilst no one's looking.
No one will know.
No one will know. It'll be fine.
Fire up the power tools.
That's it. Fire up the belt sander. It'll be absolutely fine. So I think
that's really annoying. I can't find this bloody photo.
Can't find what?
Can't find this picture that I need for me. Also, what?
Is
that? I found it. Found it. Save image quick before I lose it again.
I think we might need a sander with a bit more bite.
Tell you what, everybody needs to do 72 scale Edward stuff. Just amazing. They know what they're doing when they do kits. I tell you, the fit is perfect.
Right. Be fine. We'll get all this in.
Posca pens for doing me detailing.
You colouring it in.
Speaking of which, I had a few people ask about, because obviously I used a Posca pen for doing the colouring in, shall we say, on the Apache. And you don't have to seal it or anything. Just whack it down and you'll be fine.
It's just acrylic paint, isn't it? So,
Yeah, it's just a black acrylic paint. But it's handy because it's in a pen form. So, but I know a few people said you need to seal it before doing anything with it. And I was like, no, should be fine. There we go. Look, we're almost gone now. It's better. It's a lot better. Just a small couple of sanding. We've just got a small gap. That'll work. Fine.
Somebody needs to approach Posca pens to do some custom colours for interior greens and stuff.
I'm surprised.
You know, Windsor and Newton do a series called Earth Tones as pens. And I did see them a couple of weeks ago and I thought, I wonder.
Hey, aren't you surprised some Spanish companies haven't done it?
Well, yeah, they're bound to jump on it shortly, but...
You know?
You can have that idea. They can credit me in the packaging. Nathan's idea.
Yeah. Put a thing on it quick, Nathan.
Yeah, quick patent it.
I can't imagine what the minimum order from Posca would be for custom coloured pens, though. It'd be like thousands, wouldn't it? And so it was asking, David's asking about Edard decals. Here's
greatest decals ever.
Edard decals on this one. And I did none of that, what do you call it, stripping them or peeling them off or anything silly like that. They just went on like normal decals. Very, very thin. That's what barrier film. So, and they settled down really nicely. So,
I've never had a problem with them.
I think a bit of an urban myth has built up around Edard decals, to be honest.
It all started by Phil as well, weren't it?
It wasn't me.
It
Well,
was when
like,
he built that Hellcat.
Yeah, they've got tons of carrier film on them. Like, you think, crikey, that's a lot of carrier film, but this was done over a, I wouldn't say high gloss finish.
I think a lot of the criticism I've read about it has been more to do with like colour density and rather than the actual film issue.
Possibly, but a German cross is a good test of decals. It's got white and black on it. But I tried peeling them and ended up taking the decal with it. So I thought, sod this. Just went and did them normally. So I'm all right with them. I reckon, you know what's going to cause more bother on this one will be the extra decals. That's where all the bother's going to be, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because they're going to be crispy.
It's going to be rubbish. They're not as nice as Cartograph. I wish they hadn't done what they've done, to be honest. Yeah. I prefer Cartograph, but I think they're all right. They're okay. I mean, that's hardly an endorsement, is it? But just treat them like normal decals over a slightly glossy surface. Like proper old school, that, isn't it? Putting decals on a gloss surface.
What do you reckon, Phil?
Again, it's one of those ones where I probably would have been a lot better if I'd known, but because I didn't actually know they'd changed them, you're in that thing of being a little bit ignorant, because it's like, you can't work out why, because they've always been perfect before. And this time, they went down okay, to be honest. I don't have a problem with that. It's when I came into the weather and they suddenly dissolved on me. So you're like, what's going on? And you got to try and figure out what's going on whilst it's, ruining your model in theory. But again, it's one of those ones is that once you sort of, I think you knew why and the reasons and everything else, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. It's just that initial like, bloody hell, what have they done? Or what have I done? So some of it is obviously clearly born out of frustration.
It was not a step forward. I'm not denying it was.
I think from Edward's point of view as well, it's something they've developed as the time's gone by.
Yeah.
I think if you got an early version of them, they probably were a bit ropey.
Maybe.
because they always claimed at the start that peeling thing was not, you weren't meant to do.
Yeah.
But I think they've jumped on the bandwagon a bit and thought, hang on,
Yeah.
this is a good idea, and now they seem to be saying, yeah, that's what you do with them.
I just can't peel them without ripping off a bit of the decal. I just can't do it. So I just. But they've definitely got a reputation they don't fully deserve, I think. But you know, that's the internet for you, isn't it? There's nothing more frustrating than aftermarket decals that are rubbish. That's the worst thing in the world.
You mean like tech mod?
That's why you use on that Spitfire.
Yeah, well, I use tech mod a couple of times, but you have to because they're the only ones who do certain scales, like the bigger scales, 32nd. And tech mod aren't nice decals because they're really thick and clunky, but they're the only option.
And them tech mod decals are rubbish.
Yeah. Of course, you've been using them on yours, haven't you?
Yeah, they are crap.
They've been falling apart on you.
Not falling apart, they're just really, really thick.
Yeah.
Like a vinyl wrap.
Yeah. They seem to have like a funny finish when you put them on.
They're really shiny.
Yeah.
So the Airbrush decals are dead flat. So they need a gloss coat over the top before you put your washes on, I think. But it is like decaling from like 15 years ago, the Airbrush ones. On a gloss coat, under a gloss coat, then you weather and then you flat. Which I think some people.
But that's then a lot of paint going down, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, hiding detail of if it's got fine panel lines and stuff, you're putting layers and layers of paint on to just bury decals. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, not good. Not a good look.
Phil, apparently he was saying, Phil, something to check is the fit of the wing to the rear fuselage. Oh. I think you have to push it right the way forward on these. Make sure they go right the way in. Are we saying this kit's not as good as I thought it was all these years ago?
Have you got slightly rose-tinted view of that kit then?
Yeah, clearly.
You know what? There's definitely an opportunity for somebody to do a better one. Surprised Edward's not jumped on the Typhoon.
Well, because they've done the Tempest, you wouldn't think it'd be a massive leap.
Because obviously they reboxed that, didn't they, at some point when there's the Tiffy thing out.
I've got one in the stash that might go on eBay now.
Oh, that's all right. I'll gazump it and say it's useless. It's crap.
Yeah, that'll kill sales.
Right, well, that's drying. For a secondie. We'll just check the wings. Where is the font? There we go. Armour Hobby use Tech Mod decals, do they? It must be a size thing, because to be honest, I've done the Armour Hobby Hurricane and that, and they went down beautifully, no problem at all. Perhaps they're better in smaller scales, but when they get a bit big...
I could definitely say they weren't great for this Spitfire that, you know, the offcuts I've got from what Andy were using. But they are better than the actual Hobby Boss ones that were in the kit. So that just literally fell to pieces when I was trying to put them together.
Well, hopefully now I've super glued and pulled this together now, so I'm hopeful that we were going to get rid of that problem, because I've taken a little bit of width out of it just in front, and now it does fit. So I'll check the canopy shortly once I've sanded it back to see exactly what it's like, but it should be all right now, he says, famously, the last words.
If in doubt, brute force and super glue.
Yeah. Super glue and kicker, it's the future.
If Chris has picked up on this, the Eddard kits are very fiddly.
What's the
They are.
second one?
The second one, like the shin radiator, whatever it is, thing. The photo fits in. I've not bothered with the photo etch on the ones under the wings because it's literally about 1 mil thick. You never see them. It's underneath as well, isn't it? So you definitely don't see it. Despite the name, these Eddard kits are definitely not weekend builds. Hence my cheating starting early. You can place your bets now because Pit of Pro's still going to be there when I finish it.
Lovely. Lovely jubbly.
Well, yeah, I've lost both tracks now. There's no way this pit is still the tip of the wings going to survive. I'll give it a go.
What time are you doing a run round still of everybody's builds?
I thought we'd do it around about sort of 11ish, and then we can do it before we leave for recess.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Then tip-in break.
Tip-in break, yes.
I think we've had a few questions as well.
Okay.
I think we've had a few questions.
Wait. Almost halfway done with this year, so any hints for next year's builds?
Crikey.
If we're only in June,
Yeah.
that don't get discussed until at least August, and it might be after.
Well, at least Christmas normally.
It might be a bit later this year because Nathan's busy this summer, aren't you, Nath?
Well, that's a good point.
What?
Yeah, can't you not go to the wedding, Nathan?
This wedding's been booked for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Well, so's my parties have always been done a while, like the last 15 years.
yeah.
I missed it last year because I was in bloody Colombia, wasn't I?
Oh, of course you did, yeah.
Yeah, you were in hospitals.
In hospitals in Colombia, living a time of my life. Holiday of a lifetime. But I say it. Avoid balconies and you're all right. But I think so far, no spoilers. I'm not giving anything away. We've got a SIG and a group build sorted so far, which is like 1/3 of them. And somebody sent me an idea for another one.
Hey, that's beginning of the year then, isn't it?
So we've got ideas for the first bit. But they just sort of come to you. You sat on the train or driving somewhere and you think,
What did they say then?
I thought you were going to say sat on the toilet.
sat on the toilet on the carsy.
That's where the best ideas come from, when you sat on the pan, sat on the throne.
You can get a model kit of that, can't you?
Hey, I even did a video of that about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
What, are you sat on the throne?
Ooh, John
Yep.
put South Africa SIG. South African SIG. Did we do an African one once upon a time?
We did
I
an
think we have
African
done,
one.
haven't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite recently, yeah.
That was only a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Gavin's asking, did anyone watch the D-Day The Unheard Tapes that was on the BBC this week? I've not seen. I need to catch up with all the D-Day stuff, to be honest. I've been watching the Ungentlemanly Warfare film twice this week.
Does that count?
No. It's really good, so I watched it again. I watched a little bit of the D-Day Memorial stuff before we came on Thursday night. So I have to put that on the list. Unheard Tapes. It's all the BBC. Didn't even watch it. Wait,
Oh, I'll tell you what, while we're on,
what?
because me and John were discussing it, weren't we, John? Was it the other day about, is it the We Have Ways weekend away?
Oh, we have Ways Fest, yeah.
We should do it. We should go.
David put the Out of Africa group build as the last one with real medals. Yeah, that feels like a long time ago now.
Sorry, guys, they just got way too expensive.
And the radar, and I can't imagine doing. Do you know what? Just asking. I can't imagine doing like a 172 scale Eddard Night Fighter with all the radar things on the front. It'd look good, but it'd be like rigging. It'd drive you mad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I did one, Nathan, with all the Fugaros on front.
Did you?
I can't remember what happened, where it is.
How did it score on user friendliness?
Oh, cracky. Every time I touched a piece of the photo etch on the front, it'd bend out to shape, and then that to, you sort of,
Well, Nave should know. You've got my 262 Night Fighter, which is covered with a coat hangers on the front.
It is, yeah. Then I might have had to repair that once or twice, you know.
Mind you, luckily for that one, because it's decent, it's actually metal. It's not plastic.
Yeah.
So they're quite more sturdy, I think, than, if you've done it in like very fine photo etch or something.
I think it's the thing with sometimes Eddard, I swear it's photo etch in general, when they obviously design a set in 48 and then just reduce it on the computer by whatever percentage it is, then you just end up with something that's just not usable. It looks good on the sprue and you're like, wow, look at the detail, and then try and get it all together. You've got no chance. Tiffin and Tea. I want Tiffin and Tina. And then I think, We Have Ways Fest. When's that on? Normally in the summer, isn't it?
It's next month, isn't it, John?
Yeah, July.
It would be good to go because you get loads of like authors doing talks and stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
Where is it?
To be honest, Al Murray still owes me £34, just saying.
Can we get the VIP?
You could go collect it off him when he's there.
Yeah, so you still owe me £34.
Don't call in the debt, just get VIP wristbands so we can do that.
Yeah, I'll have a word with him.
Like rock stars at Glastonbury.
It's not far from Silverstone.
Oh, it's sort of north.
It's top end, bottom end of Northampton, top end of Buckinghamshire, I think.
Top end of down south then.
So straight down the M1 for us. Brilliant.
I'd love to go to some of these, seeing all the tanks and getting to meet the authors and stuff. It'd be great.
Yeah, I think it'd be a really good weekend, to be honest. And they do glamping, don't they, John?
Yeah, they do a glamping package. It's not, it's not mega expensive.
Not a Premier Inn down the road.
Probably.
See, they invented hotels not so long ago.
You not get the full experience though of camping.
Not want the full experience.
I'm not a glamper either, Nate. If you're okay, I'd rather be in somewhere with a bed and a toilet.
Yeah,
It's like people have caravans going to Devon. So they've got hotels in Devon. Treat yourself.
Well, the glamping tents have got proper beds in.
Yeah, they've got proper toilets and showers and like flat screen TVs.
Look, if I fart, I don't want everyone hearing.
Just to watch the tent flapping in.
Yeah, you just see the tent suddenly go wider.
Last time I stayed in a tent, it was Glastonbury '98, but I was clever enough to put my tent on an hill.
Yes.
Because it absolutely chucked it down. But all the people are obviously not, because I did like scouts and air cadets and all that. So just one lesson I learned is put your tent on an hill, on a slope.
Yes.
God, I'm glad I was dead, because some people were sleeping in 6 inches of water. But that's the last time I did camping was 98.
Me and Matt were talking about it, and we're going to do it properly. We're going to go there and dig a foxhole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
just shout it all up.
Yeah, just gonna have a foxhole with a tarp over the top. Be fine.
You're just gonna yell incoming randomly all night to keep people awake.
Yeah. Medic.
Say, come on.
I think they'll be digging.
You're like the scene from the Ardennes.
Yeah.
I think they'll be digging all night trying to get it ready. So might not finish it by the time the weekend's finished.
We have like
pulling up with a little caterpillar to dig your your little bobcat to dig your trench.
It's on the 19th, 20th, and 21st of July. £145 for the weekend. Wow.
It's not bad, really, is it?
Does that include camping?
Is it that not included? That
It's plus that, is it?
There's a law against that, of that inclusive pricing.
I think the problem you had, sorry, I forgot who was asking about it. You were saying about you had trouble getting the back end in. You need to make sure this pushes right to the front. So it's level at the front of the wings, because if you don't, it will quite happily sit 1 mil back, but you need to really push it right the way forward and in. And because it's got this little wing part, it's slightly higher, you need to get it underneath that before, and then push it in, and it will pull in then. And actually, it's not a bad joint. The green's not doing it any favours, but that's pretty much seamless for those wing seams.
Ooh, kids, I'm looking at weird ways. Kids go free. Your weekend VIP ticket is 320 quid. You need to have words with Al Murray. Call that debt in.
Call that debt, shall I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Camping is only 30. They only do, to be fair, they only charge 30 quid for camping. That's not bad, is it? That's on the list now. Yeah, Chris has been in the UK recently. He's a bit shocked at the prices. You see, we had inflation, didn't we? Everything's gone up by 25% or something.
We had Liz Trust.
Yeah.
Especially because the economy up west. I dread to think how much a pint of beer is in a pub in London these days.
Luckily, I don't have to go up near the big smoke anymore.
It'd be like Scandinavia prices for beer, wouldn't it? Cause
yeah, I bet it's not £2.80 a pint anymore.
No.
Ooh.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Paul, £8 for a pint.
Hey?
Paul said he's paid £8 for a pint.
That's robbery.
That one for a while.
Mind you, I was somewhere not so long ago, and they wanted £9 for a pasty.
Jesus.
What's that called?
stuff off. Yeah, it was at a show. They wanted £9 for a pasty. You got to be joking. Wasn't even a big one, you know.
Just give me a minute to remortgage the house, and I'll be back.
Yeah.
Was that Ria?
Yeah. Well, Ria always used to be the thing about ice creams, wasn't it? We used to do the thing every year. How much is an ice cream?
Fair play to Ria out there that you can get water for free, can't you? You can take your ham sandwiches in yourself, so you don't have to spend a fortune on dinner.
No.
But yeah. But you did. £8 for a pint of beer there. Crikey. Where was it? The Savoy. See, they should do a 40s weekend with 40s prices on beer. How messy that would get. Standard pub on Baker Street. That's shocking. Adam spent £53 in a round. Into Germany group build. Ooh, that's not a bad idea for the follow on of 44.
Sugar.
Right, let me just get this on and it can dry a little bit. Have we got any extra thin in stock, Matt?
Any what, sorry, mate?
Extra thin in stock.
Yup.
Might need a bottle after my small accident I had the other week.
Oh, that's the worst, isn't it? When you just watch it all go. So I'm thinking for a group, is it time to do a shelf queen one again? Has everybody got a good number of half-finished builds built up?
Andy?
Why does anyone want one? I can say one.
I think it might be time to do one of those, you know, like a shelf queen thing.
They're always good shelf queen ones. Yeah, I've got a
I've
few.
not done that in such a long time. And
End of this week, I'll have a P47.
Right, okay. Where are we at? How is everyone doing?
You know what? I have got a part on my instructions that's actually, I cannot find it on the sprue. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Looking on wrong sprue.
That's what I was doing yesterday for that. On Thursday for that cockpit instrument panel.
Oh,
There you go. Rob's saying around 2 pints of lager, 1 whiskey and ginger, a Doom bar, and 1 brandy and coke, and 1 Prosecco. Yeah, one of them.
Prosecco.
Right, £35.50.
That's like a whole night out back in the day, wasn't it? 35 quid. You get the bad for that as well.
I remember many years ago, and yeah, you're probably talking over 10 years ago now. Well, it would be definitely over 10 years ago now. I went to Dublin, and it's the first time I've been to Dublin city centre itself, and went down to the bar, and I was like, right, well, I have a pint of whatever it was, lager, and it was a Bacardi and Coke, and it was £14.80. I was like, what? But that was really expensive anyway, because it was, you know, the pound was absolutely diabolical then as well against the euro, but which didn't make it a lot easier. But yeah, it was like, Jesus Christ, horrendous.
So John's saying we've got it by saying Major League Baseball charged $18 for a pint, 16 ounces. So that's like £15.50, 16. That's a lot of money, isn't it?
It is, definitely. Okay, so question from Alan. He's saying, question, how can I straighten a warped 3D printed to part? Sorry, hold on, it's moved. It's jumped. Printed part. So 3D printed stuff, because it's like a resin, if you warm it up, it will bend. So, like all resin does. So your trick to that is to stick it in hot water and straighten it out. So, yes.
That's the old school trick with any resin, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, but, you know, normally if you heat them up, they will soften slightly and do it. It depends what resin it is. Personally, the resin I use, you can heat it up, but I don't know obviously what resin you've actually got there. It may be a different type of one, but that's what I would say. heat it up in hot water, and then literally it does that thing. But be careful, because if it goes like normal resin goes, it gets to that critical point and it just goes really floppy. You know, it's a bit like dealing with acrylic, the acrylic rod, and I do that thing. If you want to straighten it out, just heat it up in the oven and hang it, and it will straighten. No problem at all. But it's one of those ones where you just got to be careful, because it's very malleable, shall we say. So if you're doing it, say you want it on something flat, take it straight out of the hot water, place it on something flat, and then let it cool off naturally. Don't put cold water over it or anything else. Let it just cool down naturally, and it should be fine. Part 2, res kit tail rotor blades for the ICM. Right, okay, are a bit curved. Rotor blades, then you should be fine, unless you want them with a natural droop, that of sag. Then, but if they're 3D printed, if you bung them in hot water, but again, it depends on what type of resin they've actually used. Terry says, dare I say, I remember paying 15p for a bottle of Newcastle Brown.
God, Nuki Brown.
Jesus.
Still going.
Good old Nuki Brown.
I had one of them in the 80s.
Do you remember when
No problem, Chris.
Caffrey's was fashionable to drink?
Caffrey's, yeah. What happened to Caffrey's? It just disappeared, didn't it?
It went out of fashion.
I preferred Caffrey's to Guinness. I quite like a pint of Caffrey's.
That used to be dead creamy, didn't it?
Mm.
What, Caffrey's?
Caffrey's.
Yeah, not as
it was like a. Yeah, that's right. It was like a brown version of Guinness.
Yeah.
Guinness.
I must admit, I used to suffer from Caffrey's bottom, dare I say, in the morning. It didn't agree with me very
Just
well.
Rewire your insides out.
Very reminiscent of a Mr. Whippy machine. Yes. He's like, do you want a flake with that? Hello, Lola. Do you want to come and say hello? Seeing you're here. What's up?
15 pints of lager and 1 Caffrey's. It's always the Caffrey's that are rich.
All right, mate. What's up? Been outside? Have you? Yes. You happy?
Little Johnny's fell down the well.
I can't say that.
Good girl. Come on, don't get mate. Good girl. Close. Right, where were we? Okay. Well, I'm in between glasses. I need to make my screens bigger, I think. Let's try with my glasses on. Might help. There we go. Yeah, the guy saying about warm water as well, trick, and all the rest of it. Murphy's, yeah, that was the other one, wasn't it?
Murphy's, yes, that was the other one.
And what we were talking about last week, Beamish.
Who?
Beamish.
Yeah.
I've not been to a pub in ages.
Can't afford to.
Is that when that's out, the new Alien film? Romulus in August.
You don't want to watch it.
Let's hope it's gone back to the true ones instead of getting a bit, you know, silly, shall we say.
Bit silly. It's all gone a bit silly.
That sounds like it's a bit of a Star Trek crossover.
What, with the Romulan? Has had a fling.
What, with a xenoph... What was it?
A xenopore. Yeah, a xenoph... What was it? Xenomorph?
Xenomorph, that's it. Yeah. Xenomorph, whatever you want to call him, yeah.
I just want, like, Aliens, the second film. You're never going to get better than that.
Yes, that was its peak, wasn't it?
It was its peak for Alien ones, yes, definitely.
Loads of guns. Cool
That's
shit.
it. Lots of jump scares, that's what you want. Yeah, Andrew, you're quite correct. It was a bit like that. Peanut butter cannon. Just saying. Anyway.
Too much info.
Nice.
Too much info.
Anyway, I'd like to point out I've been alcohol free now for over at least 2 weeks now.
Oh,
Jeez.
you on a health kick?
Not massively, but I just thought I'd give it a whirl. So, but yes. Anyway, the BMI is down to 23, so I'm all right.
I had a medical review week before, and she says, "How much do you drink?" I said, "Oh, I don't know, about 3 pints." She says, "What, a day?" I said, "About a year."
Yeah,
A morning.
that's what I'm like now. I barely drink. It's just
No.
The thing is, you can get now and I have had a alcoholic drink as such, but it's got no alcohol in it. So alcohol-free lagers, because there's less calories in it. And to be honest, I can't tell the difference anyway.
I was going to say, since I discovered Guinness Zero, that stuff's lovely.
I've not tried that one yet. But if you get like a alcohol-free beer in a restaurant, it's loads better for you than like a Pepsi or. Yeah, they're nice as well, aren't they? Nice.
Yes.
Freshy.
God, alcohol's be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all teetotal now.
Yeah,
Rock and roll.
Oh shit! Just cut my video
Oh.
feed off.
It's just his camera's gone. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that.
I'm trying to close the window down. I closed my Logitech capture down, which has got me pictures on.
That's it. He's back. He's back.
I need to drop
Right, so just 2-minute warning, members, and that if you can fire up or update your builds, and we'll go around and have a look exactly where you are. So you've got 2-minute warnings to update your builds, everyone.
Has anybody finished yet?
Chris has been to Borough Street Market. Oh, that's expensive, that place.
Let's have a look. Well, I can't tell because everyone's got part of their builds. So, how many entries have we got in so far? So we've got 59 entries. I don't know
for the D-Day.
For the D-Day one, yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, we've got some nice stuff as well to have a look at in the Instagram. So don't forget, you can tag your work and just tag it official Flory Models, right? And then it appears on our little tag section, and we can have a look at your work. So we've got a nice F4 in there. Looks like a Hellenic one. Oh, and a Hellenic F16. And we've got
we had F16s in 44.
Were they used in D-Day?
Well, I think it would have helped.
Oh, Jesus. Imagine.
What's it going?
There you go, £9 for a pint at the O2 a couple of weekends ago. Yeah, Caliber. Remember Caliber?
Caliber.
Oh, yeah.
That was the original, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That one that Billy Connolly used to put.
Yeah, yes, it was.
I just remember we had a shop right next to the school, and that was all the rage. We'd all go in there after school finished and buy some Caliber lager. And
not a Shandy Bass.
Top Deck. Do you remember Top Deck?
Top Deck.
He was on the White Lightning, to be honest.
Oh, jeez, yeah, I can remember them.
I used to like the Top Deck lager and lime.
Right, so we'll see if the camping fits.
What was that really fruity can of pop that began with Q? It weren't out very long.
Oh,
God, what was it called? That's going to annoy me. Somebody in chat.
it was like pineapple and something flavour, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like trying to figure to not lilt, weren't it? Like challenge. Oh, what was it called?
Alcoholic.
No, just a, soda pop thing, kind of pop. Oh, what was it called? Quince? No, I can't remember what it was called.
Oh. Brass rod to fix the bits I've knocked off.
Quattro, that was what it was called.
Well done, YouTube.
Well done, YouTube chat. Quattro, yeah. It obviously had 4 flavours in it, didn't it?
Like Audi.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the builders.
Wasn't it like on bongo?
On bongo.
Wasn't that made up near you somewhere? It's about as tropical as Doncaster.
Well,
That's probably where it was made.
Don't call them bongo and bongo. Way down deep in the middle of the Congo.
Yeah.
It was a good advert.
Yeah.
Kiora. Can you still get Kiora?
I think you can get Kiora. It's too orangey for crows.
Turns kids orange. Bit of crow still on there.
We do have some random conversations on these shows.
We do. Oh my God.
I'll tell you what we did see when we were in Beamish, advertisements for Tizer.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, loads of metal signs of them, weren't there?
Yeah, Tizer must have been big back in the day.
I don't think anything's ever beaten the oh no, you've been tangoed adverts though.
No.
Yeah, all these poor kids that are deaf these days because of it. Bang. Walking round up to your mates and double clapping him round the ears and making him deaf permanently for life.
Yeah. Yeah, they banned them pretty sharpish, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they were quite popular in my school. Why I told it?
Yeah. You can still see him on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do occasionally come up on my Facebook page.
Yeah. How did we get away with doing that? You always get that. Americans react to.
Yeah, that's right.
Chris has got it. Vimto, Iron Brew. Oh, yes.
I had to cut down on Iron Brew. It went to green with me. I had that much of it.
Mention Iron Brew with Matt.
No, I've weaned myself off it.
He's a connoisseur of Iron Brew.
I've not had a drink of Iron Brew for a long time now. Yeah, I had to cut down a bit.
Oh, what was it doing to you?
Rewiring his insides.
It was not.
That's probably why you got the gallstones from.
Hey, it went agreeing with my acid reflux. Put it that way.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Iron Brew's on the meal deal at Sainsbury's. Oh.
Now and again is nice.
I bet I've got some in the fridge for you, mate, if you want me to bring one on Monday.
No, you're all right, thanks. Oh, looks like someone's making an appearance here. We're going to have a look round at these builds then, Phil.
Yeah, just rescribing a sec.
Shouldn't be rescribing a Tamiya kit.
Oh, it wouldn't be. This is a Hasegawa kit.
Exactly, that's what I meant, you know.
Why has this kit got 4 gun sights? This kit has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 gun sights. Anyone short of gun sights? Why has he got 6?
Just in case.
Redundancy.
Yeah, I drop the nozzle. Right, okay, Grant's asking. If I drop the nozzle in a small cup of airbrush cleaner, will it degrade the O-ring?
If you've got a block nozzle, to be honest, I should have kept it, really. I did it just before we came on air. The best thing you can do, take the nozzle off your airbrush, right? Leave it off to one side. Put your needle backwards through your actual airbrush. So you've got the blunt end from the back pushing forward. That'll get rid of any buildup that's just behind the nozzle, all right? And flush that out. Clean that right the way through. Bit of thinners or whatever you want through it. Get it through there. And then literally, if you just take the needle, a little bit of thinners on it, and just literally just rattle around in there, and you'll notice it will come off, and then just wipe it on a bit of tissue, come off, wipe it with a little bit of tissue. And then if you get something like a cocktail stick, really sharp one, and just pop that in there and just literally turn it a little bit like a reamer. Because it's wood, it shouldn't actually bugger your nozzle too much. And then just pop it together and it's fine. But to be honest, my airbrush this morning was really not liking. So I just quickly done it. It's the first time I've done it in absolute months. Well over, well, I haven't done it this year. So it's going to be over 6 months since I've done it. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about soaking things and that, because unless it's properly dried in and gone rock hard, but just stick some lacquer thinners through it. That'll do the trick.
Is this on your finger airbrush, mate?
That was no, it wasn't. Oh, is it your finger? Who was asking? What airbrush is it? No problem, Grant. To be honest, don't have to be lethally cleaner, just literally. Oh, it's a Spa Max one. Yeah, same thing. So yeah, literally just pop the nozzle off. So take the nozzle off, put the actual needle in so it's blunt end in, and just push it right the way through. You'll be an amount of crap that'll be on the end of it when it comes off. Just wipe it on a tissue, take it all the way through, just one way. Don't go back inwards. You always want to be going from the rear forward. Here we go again. But you know, so you're just pushing in from the back, and then you know, once you've got that nice and clean, all the rest of it, you can just flush it through with a little bit of thinners, and even just blow it. So what I tend to do is just stick your finger over the end where the needle goes in the back, and then just blow in the colour cup and just blow it out. And that way you'll be fine. And then once that's done, just say just a little bit of thinners on the nozzle, take the pointy end of the nozzle and just like tap it into it, not forcing or trying to splay it open, just tap it and then take it out and just wipe it down. And then once you've pretty much got it clean, I use, you know, and I've got some really, really sharp cocktail sticks in here, or should have some. But they're nice and sharp, these ones are quite long and pointy. Well, apart from that one's a dud one, but yeah, so just pop that in and you'll notice you'll get a load of junk on that, and you should see daylight through it, through the nozzle. And then once you're done, pop it back together, put a little bit more like lacquer thinners into it, blow it through, good to go.
Or bin it and buy a finger for 21 quid.
Oh yeah, 21 quid on fingers at the moment. Don't forget to use me tag, get your discount.
I've been using my modern Steam Deck. And it's been playing up with me, so I've just swapped over to my finger and it sprays perfectly.
You know what? I did the entire finger, a £21 airbrush. I did everything on the Apache apart from the flat coat with it. So it did everything from base coat to all the mottling, the post shading, everything was all done with a 20 quid airbrush.
Yeah. And
it performed beautifully.
Okay, so like we say, don't buy cheap airbrushes.
yeah, so don't buy a cheap airbrush. I take it all back. What I said for the last 20 years, forget it.
It's a lie.
They're all lies. I was lying to you. Right, okay, let's have a look round what you guys have been up to.
Just before you start that, so how does it work that everything else has gone up, yeah? Like
yeah.
Tenfold. But airbrushes, you can buy an airbrush for 21 quid. It don't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't.
There's a Chinese government have got export subsidies, so I wonder if the airbrush company is taking export.
You know, it's not the highest quality. You can tell by the metal they use. It's not like the best quality and stuff like that. But for what it actually is, you know, I think it's just an amazing bit of kit. What I'm going to do is, because I'm on a sales thing, I will grab the promo code for you guys, and you can all buy an airbrush, and I'll get about 20 pence per time you buy an airbrush. Hold on, let me just grab them, and I'll put them in the chats so you can see
That'll
them.
pay for the glamping that we have ways.
Okay.
Is that what we're going to have a fund me so we can go to We Have Ways Fest next year?
Yeah. So this one will work for anyone, by the way, because we have a certain areas on the forum which are open to non-members as well, and this is one of them. Oh, wrong keyboard. Sorry. So technically, if you click on that little link there, it will take you off to our little affiliate area, and you can see the Fenger at the top, and the Fenger is a bargain price. I'll do it in our chat as well. 1 second, guys. Oh, I'll get this to work. Come on, copy, chat, and it goes in there as well. That's that one. Oh, hold on, sorry. Big news, it's gone up. Unfortunately, the prices have skyrocketed since I bought one last week. And they've gone up to £22.95 now. But it does come with a spare needle and nozzle for 3mm set as well. And it does come in a case and all the rest of it. But seriously, if you want a second airbrush for just doing normal stuff, it's mega.
Yeah.
Good bit of kit.
They are very good.
Yeah.
I've been using one exclusively now. I've had it for a year and a half, 2 years.
But again, it's one of those things. For years, I've been telling people you need to buy and pay to a certain level. But honestly, I completely eat my hat. I take it all back. I lied. But then I didn't know. In my defense, I did not know. But now I've been using that airbrush. And as I say, if you want to see how good it is, look at the Apache. The Apache was done solely with it, apart from a flat coat. But that's because I just needed to whack down a bigger coat onto it. So I've got a 4mm in a big trigger airbrush. So it's like, blast it. But the rest of it was all done with the Fenger. So go off and buy one now.
It's well worth it. It is well worth the money.
Right, what do
Can I moan about extra decal instructions for a minute?
You can make that whatever you want, mate.
Right. I don't know why they do this, but this is the paint guide that shows you the camouflage pattern. And I swear this picture is just over an inch and a quarter long. But how the hell are you supposed to see where the demarcation is?
Yeah, that is a bit tiddly, isn't it?
It's literally about an inch and a half long, that. And I'm just like, what the, if someone's never done a 109 or they've not got other instructions, that is just pointless.
Yeah, you can't see it. Yeah.
Why? Just print one extra page. Or do them in black and white. You know. Just ridiculous. They're all the same. It's like 1.5 inch long, all the little I know they've got to cram a few schemes on, but that's ridiculous, isn't it? That scheme looks cool. The spotty JU88.
There you go, Grant. That's what it is. Usually you get a build-up behind the nozzle. It's one of those things with the airbrush. Everyone takes the nozzle off and cleans out the nozzle and then puts it back in. But usually there's a pack somewhere behind the nozzle. And then, so, you know, because the needle, the pointy bit is normally, just in there, and you get a build up in that area. If you push it down backwards, you'd be amazed how much crud comes out of it.
There we are, Phil. You got 20 pence from me. I've just ordered one.
Have you? Right, cool. Thank you. That goes to the Lola's New Toy Fund, because to be honest, it is looking a little bit ropey, bless her.
It can go with my other one. You can't have too many, can you?
No. To be honest, the thing is with those airbrushes, they sometimes, I've seen them as low as £19.10, and they usually go between £19 and I've seen them for £24, and it just goes up and down. Obviously, out of the inflation and exchange rates work and things like that, and it just usually bubbles up and down. And if you're that tight and you want to save yourself £2, wait a couple of weeks, it might come down again. But if you're not worried, then just grab one, because as I say, for the price, you just buy two because it's cheaper than a needle nozzles replacement set for another airbrush.
Bearing in mind, it does come with 2 needles and nozzle sets, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does come with them anyway. So you've got a replacement nozzle and needle set, which is 3mm. It's got 2 in it, comes with a 3. Yeah. So, in fact, no, I haven't actually. I used to have the box and everything down here, but I moved it when I tidied up the other week. So I haven't got it anymore. But yeah. But for something, an airbrush that's got, I'm going to go on the hard sell now. So this is it. So it's got a Mac valve, which to be honest is better than my other one because it's a little bit more fine adjustment on that one. You've got a trigger pull setting as well. So you can actually set this to whatever you want. So you can undo it and go full tilt, or you can come right in. But again, it's a really, really nice bit of kit. So this is the FE180K. They do other versions and you get them with different tops on it and all the rest of it. But bang for buck, this is definitely the one you're going to go. 20 quid and you've got it all in one. And it's a really, really smart piece of kit. To be honest, as said before, when you first use it, it feels very not nice. Agricultural, shall we say. It feels very Russian. But actually, when you start using it, I don't know if it's got anything in it. Oh, no, it is clean. I let it off. I didn't want to play it. But it's actually a nice bit of kit. But again, when you first do it, this pull is really quite rough. Well, I would say rough, that's an exaggeration, but it's not as smooth as you'd find on a Harder Steenbeck or a Hasegawa. But I've had this one now over a year, and it's now polished it. So it's actually really, really smooth and just as nice. And if you give it a tiny little bit of lube down in there, you'll be absolutely fine. It will then soon smooth it out. But again, to have a Mac valve built in and have that, and say it's built in with 2mm colour, it's pretty much standard because I had this one open earlier. You've got that thing, you've got the needle nozzle at the front, tiny little nozzle down in there. And then obviously you've got the needle cap over the front. And it is a nice bit of kit. But for the money, when you're talking 20 quid for something like that, I think it's really, really nice. And again,
Bit of a bargain.
Need to clean it. Could do with a clean. But yeah, it is very, very nice. But as I say, you've got the twisty thing on the back here, and you can squeak it in, and you get half trigger pull. You can a bit more. You've hardly got any pull. You can undo him, and you've got full rein again. Very nice. And again, you can then back pull if you want as well. You've got the to retract it and hold it. Yeah, very nice. £20. Right, where were we?
I was looking at people's builds, I think.
You started that.
We're only 20 minutes behind schedule.
So don't forget, if you do want glass beakers, metal cups, all from Amazon, where I get my IPA, all my little tools and things that we can't sell for various reasons. Poster pens, look, I'm always talking about poster pens, that's what they're in there as well. Compounds, your blades, white tack, me 3D printer. If everyone buys a 3D printer, that'd be great. Get good money off of them. I make about £3 a time off of that. So yes, very good. Right, so let's just pop back up in here. Right, where are we? Group build. There we go. D-Day builds. Okay, so we just work our way in no particular order. Okay, Andrew is doing a deck as we saw before, and obviously now he's got the bay in the main cargo area. Two halves coming together quite nicely. There we go. Starting to get the paint all on. Very nice. Looking good. Painting on the sprues, we like that. Somebody mentioned that the other day, and it was like, that was literally like over 10 years ago that all happened now. God. Okay, Ian, he's working on the Dragon 72nd landing craft. You see a little bit of doing a John job here, look, filling all the ejector pin marks. Look at that.
Yeah,
nicely done.
John.
John, is yours finished yet?
Yes, getting there.
So there is an invasion on, John.
Yeah, John. Yeah, look, we start the water effects are going in as well. Look.
The Taunton
nice for the
shipyard
base.
is getting very slow.
Yes. Very nice. We've got the figures coming off the landing craft.
Have a look at the figures. John, have you got
Oh.
figures?
No.
Oh, where's his figures from then?
This is a small one, don't forget. This is the 72nd one.
It's a dragon one, isn't it? He's doing
Yeah,
the
I've got the trumpet one.
John's doing trumpeter one. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, look, there's your figures. There you go.
They look all right, don't they?
Very nice. Coming along very nicely, and you're beating John. So
Where's
no
the
competition.
Beats Master?
And I've just dropped a really tiny little bit. But
Oh,
That's it. Scrap it. Shell for doom.
you need Shell. Shell will find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's shopping at the moment, so you've had it.
Oh, is she? Sorry, she can't come round. Right, okay. Jordan, he's doing the Airfix Willie's Jeep, you might remember. So there we go. We're into the prime stage.
Oh, that's nice.
All the little bits. There we
Yeah.
go. In the paint on there as well.
Nice.
Very nice. Coming together very nicely. Nice photos as well.
Mm.
Good
Very
job. Bit of dry brushing going on. Bit of weathering.
Very, very professional.
Mm. There we go, look. Crikey. Decals on. There we go. Look, diorama base as well. Wow, you guys are really going for it.
Yeah, cool.
Very cool. Very nice.
Mm.
Cool. Very good. Keep them coming. Oh, hold on. Might have another page. Hold on. Might be another bit yet. Yep, there we go. Look, pushing through. Excellent. Now we're getting the trees going, look.
Blimey.
If you sticking every leaf on, mind you, probably won't have much leaves on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not after being bombarded
I was
and
going to say, do you reckon there'd be much left out of a bombardment?
Okay, P51B. This is the Academy kit.
They're
I know
underrated
it.
kits, you know.
Yes.
Them
The
old
Academy
Academy
ones.
72nd kits. If you ditch the decals, because the decals are absolutely shocking, but the kits themselves are really, really nicely engineered. They're not overly complicated. They're definitely like a weekendy build type.
Yes.
You know, like when we do turkey shoots and stuff, they're brilliant for that. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Very good. Excellent. Anyway, Dominic's getting on with this one. We've got the interior green going down there, the cockpit done, bit of work down in there. Got the cockpits seated and obviously the two halves together. And we've got, there we go, coming together very nicely. Look, a Mustang to me.
And to me.
Well, look, getting ready for the old invasion stripes. See, that's the weird thing in it, how people do it, because I would always put the white down first, then the black on top. But I know people do the black because it makes the white look more solid. So I do get it. I do know the reason for it. Very nice indeed.
Problem is that you have to put them more white down and you can get the lines, can't you, from the tape?
Can you?
Well, because if you have to put more white down to make it dark, you know, to get it the white over the black.
Yeah, you get like a ridge mark, you mean, between the tapes. Yeah,
Whereas
maybe.
just did it white, black, just a quick flash over black, and it's done, isn't it?
Yeah, mind you, I suppose if you sand it lightly, it'll give you a nice sort of feathered edge to them anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Give you a nice sort of look to them. What else we got? So we got Higgins. Another one, 72nd. This is the Airfix one this time. There we go. Coming together very nicely. Two halves, got the hull together. Very good. Keep them coming, guys. Keep them going. That's Carl. He's getting on very nicely with that one. What have we got? Oh, look, Hawker Typhoon, 72nd. How are we doing? Oh, look, very nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I said Typhoon. Where did I get Typhoon from? Because this is clearly a Spitfire.
Because that's a Spitfire.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Where did I get Typhoon from?
Because of
Was
yours.
that the title?
It's in your brain.
It is. Oh yeah, Hawker Typhoon and Spitfire. That's why. Sorry, I only read the first bit. I only glanced. I do apologise. Okay, so there's that. There you go. There's the Typhoon. I was going to say that's more like it. Very nice indeed. Yeah, because it's the special edition one, isn't it? With 2 in a box.
Yep.
Very nice. Both in primer. Got the old AK microfiller onto that one half hour ago. So yes, very, very nice indeed. Good work. Okay, let's pick a couple more. We've got another Typhoon. Oh, this is the same as me. So there we go. This is Mark. He's working on exactly the same one I see. Right, that's the problem, Mark. What you need to do is make sure that this front edge is pushed right up in there. There's like a tab at the top. Put it under it and then push it in and it clicks in absolutely fine. But you do need to give it a bit of a shove. So yes, very nice. Very nice work in the cockpit. And we've got it all taped up together. There we go. We've got the big old radiator. Is that the supercharger in the middle? The intake for the supercharger. Is that how that works? I don't know how a Typhoon engine works, to be honest. So that's why I'm sort of shouting out here for people who are probably more in the know. But because obviously it looks like a radiator around the outside. But what's that bit in the middle? Is that an intake for a supercharger or something?
Did they have a supercharger on that engine?
I don't know. Because I was thinking, because obviously it's a later, it's older than the Spitfire or younger than the Spitfire, isn't it? So I was thinking it must have had a supercharger because everything did by those days, didn't it?
I don't know with that engine. It was massive, weren't it? It was really complicated.
Big
It's what we seen when we were at Yeovil, weren't it? Yeovilton.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got one, haven't they?
Yeah. Is it Griffin powered?
No.
It's a Napier.
No, not Griffin. Which is it?
It's a Napier.
Napier.
Isn't it?
A Napier. Yeah, it's an H block, isn't it? Napier in them.
Napier Sabre.
Sabre.
Yeah, because it's an H block.
Yeah.
Huge.
They are massive, aren't they?
Right, Grant's getting on with it as well. He's got the Tiger going along with the Sherman. Very nice indeed. So he's doing 2 as well together. Very nice. There we go. There's the little Tiger. Very nice indeed. Very cool. Something to be said for the little 70-second scale tanks. Remember we did the Fujiyami ones for a company years and years ago. And they're great little tanks, they are.
Yeah, I was looking at them actually. I've quite enjoyed. I know they're only simple like wargaming ones, but I've actually enjoyed them little Shermans. They're all right. I wouldn't mind trying something from IBG in 70-second because they do some really interesting subjects.
Yeah.
And they take up less room than 35.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so we've got the LCM3 with the... Oh, look, this one's coming on very nicely. John's on a roll with this one. Look, Mr. Buller, you get your finger out. John's almost finished this. Just saying. He's done the stand and done the props and everything and weathered it. And at the same time, he's got time to do a Cromwell.
And the North Sea.
Yes, that's it. And he's done a dock.
Yeah.
A harbour. Look at that. Very cool. I bet that's a squeaky bum. Will it fit in there? Actually, look at that. That's proper tight.
Yeah.
Very cool. Look at that. Decals on. Very nice. Good job. But people are asking about live chat only because I noticed it at the bottom of our one. Don't forget, members, just click this here. If you don't have this one because this is my admin one, but you'll have that there when it says chat. Click on that, it takes you to the chat room. If it doesn't and says your ticket is expired, go over here, log out, log in, then click it and it'll let you through. Sometimes it'll say your ticket's expired and it's the passcode to get into the chat room from the forum. So if you log out, log in, it'll give you a new code in essence and you go because it changes the code all the time. So yeah, very good. Well done. Right.
Is any completed builds?
I don't know because I've done it a different way this time. So we just have to get to the end of everyone's builds. Right. Coming down. Oh, looking very nice. So this is Tim. He's working on a Mustang. Oh, nice little bit of photo etch on the inside. Look. Very nice indeed. Interior looking good. Very nice. Very cool. And so this is the old ICM one as well. So it's a Mark III. So it's the British version with the can't remember what's it called. The canopy on the British ones.
The hood. Malcolm Hood.
Malcolm Hood, is it? Yeah.
Who's Malcolm? Did he invent the
I don't know who Malcolm was, but yeah.
Robin's cousin.
Oh, was it? Oh, what, Jeff's uncle? Crikey. Small world. Right, okay, so some very nice stuff being tagged in as well, which we'll have to have a look at. Still don't know how to make it bigger. But anyway, there we go. We've got, looks like Hellenic F4.
Oh, that looks good.
Very nice. Very nice. I must admit, it's on my to-do list.
What, the Hellenic group?
Do a Hellenic weathered one, yeah.
Oh, just take cat out of the bag there a bit.
They can build them in courses.
Yes. I've got a book all about them as well, and that's my sort of inspiration for it. So very nice. I take it that's the Hasegawa kit.
Spoiler alert, save the Greek bells for next year.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's all right. I quite like that idea then. That's fine. Speaking of which, we got an F-16. Very nice. I do like the saddle tanks on the F-16. I think it just gives it more of a beefy look. I like it with the Israeli one where it's got the big spine on it and the big saddle tanks each side, like I had on my Suffer back in the day. And yeah, no, it looks pretty cool with that. Very nice job as well on that one.
Do you think that's a kit that you need to revisit, a Suffer, but in 48?
Yeah, I'd do it in 48 this time. I won't go the whole hog like last time. Okay, we got the Viewfighter coming along. This is the Tamiya kit by Chris.
Oh, the Tamiya kit.
Oh. The old Tamiya kit.
Interesting.
Nice indeed. Yeah.
Good kit, that is. Good solid kit for its age.
Oh, brilliant kits. Yeah, you can't beat them. Okay, this is the 72nd Airfix B24 coming along. I have to say, I can't remember who did it now, but the one we had on the gallery on last night's show, one of the members build, did an absolute stonking job. That was a cracking build, that was. Very nice kit.
Find it and show us then.
Oh, God.
It's in the gallery, it can't be that.
Oh, no, it can't be that hard to find, because it's... Yeah, but obviously, yeah, but the thing is, it gets filled up so quickly. See what I mean? Where is it? Where is it?
3 hours later.
Hold on, sorry, I'm in the wrong section of doing it. Let me just do it that way. That's more like it. There it is. Mark did it. It was Mark. Yeah, I can't remember who did it. Mark did it. There you go.
Oh, lovely. Nice job,
That's a
Mark.
cracker, that is. Well done, Mark. That's an absolute stunner, that is.
And you get extra points because it's a B24.
Yes, definitely. Very nice indeed.
Well done.
There we go. Look, get extra points. Get shown in the gallery section plus 10. Very nice indeed. Good job. Right, okay. Shall we try and get the wings on this? Because it's actually a pretty nice fit. I'm happy with how this is. I think we'll glue this all in. So, So what I've got on mine, I've got a perfect wing on this side, but this side's got a slight little gap. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that side dry, and then we will attempt to pull this side in a little bit. But obviously we don't want to mess up the alignment, because at the moment it's square. It's all perfectly in alignment. So I don't want to pull it. So what we might have to do is shim it. So I'll probably put just 2 bits of plastic card in here, which, to be honest, because it looks square to me, I think that's probably going to be what we're going to do here. So let me just find my plastic card. Scratched building section. You've got a little bag. Right, not really too thick. Yep. Something a bit thinner. How about that? That'll do it. Okay, I wonder if I can bend this round corners. It's a little bit too thick. So what we're going to do, we're going to thin the plastic card just a little bit. So we're just going to sand it flat. Just take a little bit of height out of it. And if anything, we'll try and put a bit of a point on one side. And then we'll try and run this. So what we're going to do is slightly ease it in the seam. I have to cut this. Do this in a couple of sections, I think might be better. So the idea of shimming instead of filling is that it dries a lot quicker. So you only need to shim exactly what you need. So if I just grab the camera a second. So all we do, we've just put a shim right the way in here. So this, hopefully, so the shim's right to the front. It's going to come over roughly the height. Just give it a little bit of a nudge at the back, and it's all in there just like that. And then on the outside, we're just going to come in, put a little bit of glue. All right, because getting on the inside is going to be a bit tricky to get the glue on the inside. But what we'll do is, once that's dried in place, which won't take too long, we then just come along with a sharp knife and we're just going to cut it flat. And then we can re-glue it and then sand it, and that's it. So really it's just a quick way of getting that all in there. But to come in there with filler, obviously you've got to let filler dry and all the rest of it. Plastic card won't take too long at all. So, and that's it. But you do need to glue the other one, because obviously it's only glued on one side at the moment. So you will need to come into the other side and do it. You might be able to get into it a little bit, but it's a bit tricky when it's long like this. Might be able to get some in there, but don't overglue it, because what will happen is it will just turn to liquid putty, and that idea of being technically plastic card goes out the window, because you might have always just use putty. So don't overglue it. So it'll go off a lot quicker. But there we go. So we just leave that there, but that's all right, because it gives us the correct angle still on the back, so everything's still square. Yeah, if we pull this up, obviously this wingtip would be a lot higher because we've had to clear that gap. And we don't really want to do that. So there we go. Very nice. So we just let that dry a second. My canopy does fit. I've done a quick test of it. So now by pulling in that top bit, the canopy fits, but it does like to pull in yellow. But it does fit. So I've got it in a tray. So my parts are in this very nice tray, which keeps them all safe. Just saying. We only got 2 left, or we did have. Might not have 2 anymore.
Have we got many left?
I don't know. Shall I just do a quick figgy? Well, I have got more in order, but they're about 8 weeks. Sorry, they've sold out. Scrap that. They've sold out.
Oh. What's the lead time on them, Phil?
8 weeks.
8 weeks?
Yeah, unfortunately, because apparently something they're enamel. Those trays, which I'll show you, they're enamel. So what happens is that they take a while to dry. Okay. Yours won't be dusty and slightly scratched. It's only because technically I should have used a new one for the photos, but I used my old work one. But yeah, so there you go. You can use them for putting parts in and that. But they're an ideal size. Yours for just £8.25, and they are thick metal. They're not like some thin thing. But if you pop your name in down in there, as soon as they're back in stock, you'll get an email saying they're back in. So you can do that as well.
Crikey, 8 weeks. What enamel are they using? Humbrol?
Probably. It's just the manufacturing. Obviously, it's a slot to go into making anyway. But then it used to be 6 weeks, but because we had trouble with drying times on the enamel, apparently, so that's why we got bumped last time.
I think they use an extra colour.
It'll be fine. Fine. Right, shall we do questions? Any more questions? Let's have a look. I really need to clean my glasses. Okay, where are we? Let's have a look in here. Hello guys, are you going to the new air show at Sidwell in Nottingham on the 22nd, 23rd? Very much looking forward to seeing the 6 B-51s, Hawker Tempest, Mark II, the Bearcat, and 3 Corsairs and 9 Spitfires, and many, many more.
I've never even knew that was on.
No, I didn't either.
Where the
To be honest,
Sidwell?
it's a bit of a poke from me.
Andy, where's Sidwell?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
So what? So we were born in that.
I was going to say, you two are locals, aren't you?
Yeah.
I have no idea where Sidwell is.
I bet it's RAF Sidwell or something.
Hmm.
But yeah, still. Is it Nottinghamshire?
I don't know.
Shall I have a look in a second?
Yeah, we'll have a look.
Anyway, Jos says, good morning from Germany. Hello,
Morning.
how's it going? Sad news about the NASA Apollo, Bill Anders.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. It's new to me.
He got killed in a plane crash, didn't he?
Oh, was he? He was 90 years old. Look at Nathan spraying. Is Nathan using a Fenger airbrush?
It better be. What's his game banned? What airbrush is he using?
I don't know. It does look like a Fenger. No, it's not a Fenger. It's got a different nozzle cap on the end.
That's a different nozzle, isn't it, for a finger?
Yeah, I don't know what he's using actually.
Oh, or is it? It could be.
I don't know. Unless he's got a different version. It's not the K. The K's got the crown cap. That's got the solid cap.
Yeah.
Don't know. When he comes back, we'll ask him.
Yeah, we will. He's got a lot of paint in his colour cup.
He does, without a lid on. If that was me, I'd now chuck that over me lap.
He should know better, because when he was on, he spilt it last time. He didn't put the lid on.
Yeah, that's one thing I've never used on an airbrush is a lid.
Hey, look, he's got something dirty in the top of that. It's a black bit.
Ooh,
He's got contaminant in there. He's muted, so we can't tell him. That's going to get sucked down and block his airbrush. That's why you need a cap on.
I've watched number of times. I've watched those videos where he's in the spray booth with a full colour cup,
Who?
I think watching Phil.
Oh, Phil.
Yeah, I know.
Any-
And do you
any-
know what?
any-
The amount of
any
times
minute
I've
now.
tipped it over me. Yeah, and I have done it. That's the thing.
All goes over a wing or something.
Less. Very therapeutic watching other people airbrush.
It is.
Oh, God.
You're just waiting for his airbrush to splatter, aren't you?
I'm waiting for that dead fly he's got in his paint to get sucked down and block his airbrush. And see him there pumping the trigger. Right. Questions. I missed the channel for the last because we had no internet for 3 days.
Oh God!
Crikey.
How did you survive?
Absolutely, you need to get back on it now. By the way, the Alien Romulus has the potential to be great. So did Alien 3, and look what happened there.
And Prometheus. Is it?
Prometheus, yeah, that was a bit long-winded, wasn't it?
What a dull film that was.
As I say, it's happening between Alien and Aliens. Well, that's a good time then, isn't it? Also, it's got the right people on the job. Is it British? Is it a British film being made? That's what you need.
Is it British made? What?
Because the original was, wasn't it? And they were complaining about us having a tea break and stuff. But hey, look what happened. It turned out brilliant.
It was thingy, wasn't it? Ridley Scott did the first one, didn't he? And then
All the good films were good.
Was it James Cameron did the second one?
I can't remember now. But I know they were complaining, because I have seen the behind-the-scenes making of films of it, and they were complaining about all the tea breaks. Because it was like, 10:30, tea break, stop everything. 2:30, tea break, stop everything.
I've been listening to that audiobook about the Sherwood Rangers. A lot of tea breaks. Get the kettle on, tea time. Can't ever get open as a nation, isn't it? Really? Don't drink tea anymore. I can't actually remember the last time I had a cup of tea.
I do like a cup of tea because Sam's drinks tea all the time. So
yeah, I kind of went off it and drank coffee. Perhaps I need to try the delights of a cup of tea again.
Nice cup of char.
Yes.
I like my cup of tea in the morning, I must admit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have to have my coffee. Kickstart me.
Yeah, that's what I need now. It is. Perhaps as I'm getting older, I do need more of a severe kickstart to get going.
Yeah, I need a kickstart to get me going. That's definitely it.
But, yeah, cup of tea. Did we ever get to the bottom of biscuits from rations?
No, I don't think we did. Were they rationed or not?
I think biscuits were. It's just what sort of biscuits would they have had?
They've had sugar in them. What do you? Could you buy biscuits in those days, or do you have to make them? Because it had sugar, eggs, flour.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
I don't think sugar was a shortage, was it?
Sure, sugar was rationed.
It was rationed, but it weren't short. That's what I'm saying. I was listening to another podcast, and it was actually food was quite. We're never going to starve as a nation. Put it that way. I don't think. We're obviously the German people were struggling a bit, weren't they?
I will check out the trailer for the new Alien one because I haven't seen it. I must admit, I will have a look. Christopher is asking. A few weeks ago, we were talking about a movie that had the DH-100 vampire in it. What's the name of the film?
It was that Christmas one.
Yes,
he lost his navigation
with John Travolta.
John Travolta flying them.
The Good Shepherd.
Yeah, that's it. It's called The Good Shepherd. And the other one we were talking about was that other one, which was that proper 1960s film, wasn't it? 70s film with where he lands in it at the beginning and he ends up flying them and then he goes on to Hunters, is it?
Yes, yes, that one.
That's available on YouTube, that one.
That's the thing. That's the forerunner to Top Gun.
Yeah, the British version of Top Gun.
It is. You watch it. It's a Top Gun ripped it off.
Yeah.
It was Anthony Newley, wasn't it? Was in it.
Can't remember what it was called now, that one.
Does that have the beach volleyball as well?
British
No,
version.
we play cricket.
Yeah, cricket. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Yeah. And 1,000 tea breaks.
Yes. Apparently, because obviously, if I had a few people talk to me about it when we did mention it the first time, the book of the actual The Shepherd was absolutely amazing. Apparently, it's the film just does not do the book justice. Having not read the book, I can't comment, but
Spoiler
a lot
alert,
of people
all
did
ghosts.
say to me, yeah, spoiler alert, it never happened.
Yeah, they're all dead.
It's all a dream.
It's only a short film, isn't it? It's only about 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it's 30, 40 minutes, isn't it? That's it. But yeah, to be honest, it's all right for a bit of a look-see and all the rest of it. But yes, like John Travolta in it is a bit like, yeah, he could have been anyone. It's a bit like Tom Hardy being in that Dunkirk. Could be anyone, really. He's got a mask on, most of it.
It didn't really add anything to it, did it either?
No, he didn't bring anything to it, really, no.
It could have been.
He didn't
Like I
put
said, it could have
money
been.
or anything into it, though.
Yeah, I think that was the whole point. Yeah, he funded it, wasn't it? I think didn't he produce it and funded it and all the rest of it?
He is like a proper pilot, and he's into his warbirds, I think, isn't he?
Yes, very much so.
What was he flying in it? A Spitfire.
Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Oh, Mosquito.
Because it's Pathfinder, wasn't it?
So where was his co-pilot?
Yeah, that's a good quote point.
Well, no, because he was just on his own because he's a hero. Well, the true story is, wasn't it, that the Pathfinders used to go out, illuminate the targets during World War II, come back, refuel, and then go back up and bring back the limp ducks, wasn't it? The lame ducks, all the ones which had problems, which were behind the bomber stream, they used to go out and escort them back because they may have damaged radios, damaged, navigation, as in like the navigator died. So it used to literally shepherd them back home, and they're quite famous for it, wasn't it? Hence the name of the film, The Shepherd.
I'm actually reading a book about that, aren't you, John?
Eh?
John's reading a book about Pathfinders, aren't you?
Pathfinder, yeah, I'm reading the book on the Pathfinders. Very good it is as well.
Yeah, a couple of people in our chat are also saying about that the film didn't do the book justice.
Most films don't, though, do they, compared to the book?
This is the
to be
trouble.
honest, they don't. There's not many. Oh, I've lost another part. Where's this?
I tell you what, they do need to do a film of though, which is a book which was probably one of the first books I read, as in like an adult getting into reading, was Chicken Hawk. Read that, and I must admit that started me off on reading all books about military sort of history and things like that as well. But Chicken Hawk, how that's never been made into a film is beyond me, because it's got a good mix of action, comedy, everything is in it. But basically, it's the story of a new Huey pilot in the Vietnam War. But yeah, some of the stuff he goes through with that one is just absolutely mega.
It's not Roger Redat then was your first full book.
No, it was Peter and Jane, AB1.
Did you actually have to read on them? Can you remember them?
I remember them vividly. Yeah, it was. You started on an A1 and made your way up to B's and C's. War and Peace was somewhere near Z.
Billy Blue Hat and Jennifer Yellow Hat, weren't they, I think, or something.
Billy has a ball.
Yeah.
So does Jane. That's two.
I did that thing on what was on Rainbow about that. Bloody Rainbow.
Oh,
In the whole world with a rainbow. Yeah, or Chicken Run, or Chicken Licking.
Chicken Licking. Yeah, that was another one.
You're saying about, is anyone planning on building the main ornithopter in 1/72nd?
yes.
I am as well, to be honest, because it's better than me trying to 3D print it.
Yeah. I've thought about 3D printing one as well. But
There's a really nice file for it, but the idea of printing its wingy things is a bit of a nightmare.
it's the glass that worries me, to be honest with you. So yeah.
I've got a thing. Has anybody else's? I can't really show you. I wish I could, but my tank for my cleaning tank, I can show you actually. Let me go and get it. Has gone weird. I've never had this happen to me before. I'll get it off the bottom without sludging it around too much. Right, so the problem I've got, and I don't know why it's done it, right, for you 3D printer people, why have I got like foam around the outside? You see it? It's like a thick foam that's appeared and a sludge. Can you see it on this? Yeah, no, this isn't resin. Look at this chunky stuff. Look at that. What's that?
Yeah, that's resin set.
That's resin. It's not cured because it's an IPA. I get it all the time.
What, that thick?
Yeah,
it's like I've had a reaction though, because I only cleaned it out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but the UV's like cured the resin that you've been washing off, and it's come up.
Oh.
Yeah, but you've done a lot of printing.
Not that much, not compared to what I've been doing recently. But mine normally is like a grey colour, my sludge. I've never had it white and foamy. This is like a thick foam that's gone.
Yeah, no, it's resin sludge. I get it in ours as well. It's horrible to clear out as well. So good luck. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Oh, that looks really grim.
Take it outside.
Because the thing is, I only cleaned it off completely. The first batch I had, I hadn't touched it at all for, I don't know, I ain't cleaned it in like 6 months. And I thought, oh, I'll do one a couple of weeks ago. And then that's happened straight away.
Boy.
Well, that's not nice.
It looks grim. Does it smell nice?
Nope.
Yeah, well, that's the trouble I have. When my other half has the smell from it, she goes mental. Because she says it like makes her gag. So I have to do it when she's not here. And seeing she's been here for the last 7 weeks, I have to wait for her to go back to work.
Did she start back next week, is it?
Yes. Yeah, she's back to doing the Hedgehogs Hospital on Tuesday, and then back to A&E department on Thursday, Friday.
They'll be saying, "Are you new?"
Yeah, to be honest, me and her went into her department the other day, and everyone was like, "Geez, I thought you'd left." That one where Rainbow does Top Gear was done for Clarkson's 50th, wasn't it? Back in the day.
Is it?
Was it?
That's where that comes from. Yeah, they did it as his 50th birthday party.
Right.
And that's where that's... And he didn't know a thing about it, and they played it at his birthday.
When's the next show, Phil?
Next show is this afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Is it 2 till 4 and then 7 till...
Yeah, 7:30 I thought we were doing. Is it 7 or 7:30? I haven't... Well, I have done all the things for it, but I can adjust it.
Oh, just to... the Grand Prix starts at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's
Right.
Sunday though, isn't it?
Oh, so that's Sunday.
Oh, you're on about qualifying?
Well, no, actually qualifying's late. Qualifying's 7, isn't it? Yeah, so we're...
Yeah, but who's going to want to watch the Scale Electrics?
It's a good track, the Canadian one.
I was going to say, it's full of water. It's brilliant. It's like Aquaplane City yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, what's the weather like? Montreal weather.
Supposed to be raining.
It's my favourite track. That and Spa, I think, are 2 really good tracks. For the weather, Sunday, ooh, got lightning.
Yeah. It's always good, the Canadian one, because it's always rains, or normally rains.
I watched the classic one where Jensen Button sort of went to the back twice and won it. I thought.
Yeah, that was the one where they had like the longest delay in history, wasn't it? And I remember watching it and having it on, and the commentators were discussing like the seagulls because they had literally nothing to talk about. They were waiting so long for it to restart.
I don't know why they don't just do them a favour and put sort of 10 minutes of classic.
Yeah, yeah.
So they don't have to prattle on forever. But that might be a win for Hamilton if it's raining, you know. He's due one.
Yeah, Lando will win.
Yeah,
Lando.
Yeah.
And I don't even watch it, and I know he'll win.
Or is it good in the wet?
Pedro Diniz is going to win this one. You are. I'm going to call it now. Anyone could win when it rains. That's the best thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Just to answer your question here about Braveco, you'll have to ask them, because obviously they are their own. You'll have to ask Miss Karine for that one, or speak to Avid. If you ask them, I'm sure they will. Put it like that. They're very accommodating people.
Yeah, I thought
They'll sort you out.
She on tonight?
She was planning, but she's working at the moment. If I can get her on tonight, I'll get her on tonight. You can ask her yourself. But I know she's working today. So it depends if she's, to be honest, had a crap day at work, I would have thought. She might just want to stick her feet up and drink, but you never know. But yeah, she might be on tonight. Yes, there is a quiz tonight. So what time do you want to start tonight then, people? 7:30 or 7?
7:30. What?
7:30.
Normal time then, 7:30.
Yes, normal time. So we'll go 7:30 till 9 tonight for the quiz.
Gives me an extra half an hour to put the quiz together.
To do it. Chris, you're not allowed to get involved with the quiz because you make it way too hard.
Oh, it's too late for that. It's already done.
Oh, is it already done? Oh, Jesus.
What I have to do, I think.
Is there a kids section?
We'll do 30 questions. Yeah. I'll do
maybe multiple choice.
Round. I'll do a flags round. That'd be a nice, easy one. European flags.
Okay.
Start revising now.
I'll get me Google up.
Yeah.
Google flags.
European ones. The hard ones are like Norway. That's like a tricky one.
Well, I know the Swedish one now because I watched it yesterday on the back of that boat.
Yeah. I do a French. 5 questions on France. That seems quite topical, doesn't it?
Okay, so literally I'm just cutting now the plastic card. So very, very lightly.
I've not primed this, so I've gone straight on with MRP. And I've realised I do actually need to mask a bit. I'm a bit worried. But I can get away with doing a 109 without any masking. And then I've realised it's got yellow bits. I'm like, oh, balls, might need to mask it. Get a bit of glue onto there and clamp that. Is it time for dinner?
It is. We're just coming up to dinner time. I'm just trimming this back down. There we go. We trim that off, and then after the thing, we'll let that dry a bit, and I'll just sand it. And we are good to go on there then. The top bit's all fine as well now. We've managed to close that up. The canopy works fine and everything else. So yes, we are all good and back on track. Oh, someone's left already. Very nice. Don't forget though, just before we go, clearly, plug time. You can have, oh, sorry. There we go. We've got the, well, you can't have them, but you can put your name down for one because they've all gone. But as I say, you've got 25% off all washes. So if you want to grab any of the washes, any of the thick washes, any of the pigments, any of the merch, e-bits as well. So we've got your t-shirts, your aprons, your hoodies. We've got the mugs up at a special price as well, just $7.99. So they're available as well. And we've obviously got the limited edition 2024 mugs. Only 350 of those are made, and that's the last of them. So once they're gone, they are gone. This is what we call the Korean edition because it was the launch for Flora Models Europe for this year. So again, we've got something extra special for next year because it's an anniversary one coming up next year.
Ooh.
Ooh. So yes. So you have to think what's been around long enough for an anniversary, apart from me. So yes, we've got that up as well. Over on the actual PM Models UK.com store, obviously in the specials spoke about before, we've got various ones down in here of offers that we spoke about. So we say we've got that Tomcat, nice price. We've got the Apaches, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. And at 50 quid, absolute bargain. Go off and grab each of them. Buy 2. So
Buy
yes.
5.
buy 5, buy as many as you like. All right, so we've got those down in there as well. Plus the fact we've got all the other sort of D-Day related items we spoke about before. We've got some Mini Art P47s, and we've got various bits of armor as well by Hobby Boss. We've got some Dragon down in there, got a bit of a Tallery. We've got some Takum as well. So you name it, we've got it as well. We've got some of the nice classic Tamiya kits in there. Very, very nice. Good stuff. Got AFV, you name it, we've got it. Airfix, Gecko, all on special as well. Some really nice prices on there. So if you want to grab anything, you grab them. And Matt will be demoing then. Are we going to be demoing these afternoon? Some pigment jockey?
I'll try and find some. I ain't got my tank painted, to be honest. I've been building a thing. If not, I'll do it in the morning. All
right, okay. If not, it'll be tomorrow morning. We'll do a bit of review on that one as well. So you can see.
Because I'm obviously not on this afternoon, am I? Unfortunately, I've got to go to work. So
yes, fair enough.
Yeah.
No problem. So yes, good job. Right, should we have a run round, see what you guys have been doing?
Yes, you can do.
Who wants to go first?
I was just going to say, Matt, you're the boss. Can't you get Andy to go into work this afternoon?
Well, he can. He's got a bit of a drive, hasn't he? I'll go first if you want. He's got a P47 to build, and he's going to get it built.
He can't. He's got to get a P47 done.
So
it's Leslie stuff you're moving.
We've got orders coming. We've got deliveries.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I need them. So
tough at the top.
Very nice.
Tough at the top, yeah. I've had my lunch.
So you're working on the glider. On you, Matt. Show us what you're doing.
So just zoom in a little bit. So I've been doing the cockpit.
Very nice.
As you can see, got the seats done. I've had to do a bit of filling because they've got a few sink marks and put the seats together. So they just drying up and then they want sanding. And I was just doing a test fit, actually, the clear pots, which fit. Brilliant.
Very nice.
Absolutely bang on, that is. So that's coming along. So that what's all, when that's sanded down, painting, I'm going to do the seats out. And then, as you can see, I take that up earlier. I'll be putting and shutting and measuring for my base because I found the picture. So I'm going to print the picture off, and when I'm on later forward of the quiz or whatever, I'll show you what my idea is. So, yeah, productive.
Very nice indeed. Right, up next, John, how are you doing?
Yeah, holes all together. All the door done. Just doing a bit of PE now because it's got a nice PE set for the 50 caliber guns.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it's going together okay actually. Quite impressed with it.
Very nice.
Just
very good.
Bit of a pain with a few odd weird ejector marks in places, but I suppose you have to deal with that with any kit.
Yeah, definitely. Fair play. Very nice indeed. Cool. And Andy?
Yeah, not too bad. Cockpit's complete. It's a really, really, really nice cockpit. Quite impressive.
Yeah, shame you don't see it.
Yeah, sure you don't see it, yeah. And it's all like, we're all coming together, just building the engine to go together, and painting bits up and what have you. Then, so this afternoon it'll be going like that.
Two halves coming together.
Yeah.
Symmetry is
it's that good a fit. I test fitted the cockpit and put the two halves together because it's got this sparring.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the bits back apart again.
Couldn't get it apart, yeah. Fair enough. Very nice indeed. Okay. And last up, Nathan?
I'm in paint. I'm just clamping it I've put the 76 on the underside.
Very nice.
So this afternoon I shall be doing the mottling. Very gingerly holding it at the moment. Just slapped when the front came off, but yeah.
Can we just point out that Nathan cheated and started this one early?
I did cheat. I built the top bit about a week and a half ago.
Forward thinking. Hey Nathan, be careful of your airbrush because you had something in it that looked like it was going to be sucked down and block it.
Yeah, you had a black thing in your paint.
Did I? So I'll
yes.
Clean out then. But yeah, I'll be doing the old MRPs this afternoon. Remember those?
Yeah, I remember them.
Gonna get through these. So that'll be my job this afternoon, painting it.
Very nice. Very, very cool. Right. And last up, just with me, well, as you've seen, we are pretty much all together. No real fit issues, apart from the ones I made personally. So as you might have noticed, we had to do a little bit of filling at the top. So I just used super glue and kicker because it's a quick job. And then we had a little bit of a seam on one wing. So I've literally just done it with plastic card, if you've seen, cut that back. We just let that dry properly, because if you sand it now, you're going to end up with a step or like a sink mark into it. So we'll just let that dry properly, and then we'll just sand that in and blend that in very nice. And then hopefully this afternoon I can get a little bit of paint onto this one. I'm not going to worry about primer because we're just going to go straight into this. So we'll start off with the grey, get the grey right the way over it, and then hopefully we'll get the green on late this afternoon as well, as we make our way through. And then tomorrow we get decals and then weathering onto it and stuff like that as well. So yeah, coming along very, very nicely.
What paint are you using?
I'm going to be using AK. Real colour.
Not Tamiya.
Do you know what? I don't think I've got
81,
the colours.
82, 83.
I have got them here, but yeah, I don't know how long they've been around. So yeah, when I did the big one, the 24th, we did do it though. We did it all in Tamiya's because they had just come out back then. So yeah, very nice. Good kit.
Cool.
Going together very well. All of my own making, all of the problems, which is normal for me doing this. Very, very nice. Right, okay then, guys, we're going to leave it right there. We're going to be back with you at 2 o'clock, so you can join us then. And then obviously if you can't join us then, like Matt, he'll be back with us on tonight at 7:30 as well. And then obviously we'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So we hope to see you all then. Right, say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.
Bye.
Bye.